Pop-Up. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Sojourner, and today we are joined by the insanely talented actress, musician, author, philanthropist, and host of the Red Table Talk series on Facebook, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Hi.
Super excited to have you here. Super nervous because I'm fangirling on the inside, but we're going to keep it together so we can have a nice, keep it cool, calm, and collected so we can have a nice kiki.
Okay.
Our own little gold table talk, if you will.
Nice.
So
I like
put our own little
it.
spin
I
onto
like
it.
it.
Thank you.
So before we get into the questions, we know that Facebook just announced that the show is going to be continuing for another 13 episodes.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you
You
very
very
much.
excited about that?
Yeah, definitely.
I know I can speak for everyone at home watching on Facebook when I say that we all are.
Oh, I'm glad.
We need it. It's
Yes.
something that the people need.
Awesome.
So to get started, what was the inspiration behind, the start of the Red Table Talk, and what's your ultimate vision for the show?
Well, we actually did Red Table Talk when Willow was about 12. I did it as a Mother's Day special many years ago.
Yeah.
And people wanted to make it a show then, but I just felt like Willow was young.
Okay.
And so now that she's older, and Ellen, who's one of my producers, she hit me up and she was like, "What are you doing with Red Table Talk?" She's like, "I think the time is now."
Time is now. Okay.
And I thought she was a great partner with my other partner, who's Miguel Melendez, and Facebook. Yeah,
Gotta
so
have that distribution.
right. So I just really felt like this was really great timing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now, one of the things I love about the show is the amount of transparency between you, your mother, and Willow. How important do you think it is for young girls to kind of have that relationship with the women in their lives, whether it's their mom, grandmother, aunt, or whomever, where they can feel open about kind of sharing their opinions and thoughts on things without the fear of being shamed, or just to even ask questions? Like, how important do you think that is?
I think it's supremely important, honestly. And I think that even on the side of the elder, it actually helps us kind of resolve some issues as well. You know what I mean? And
That's
so,
what we love.
exactly. So I really think it's a beautiful reciprocity. And I also believe that as women, we shouldn't be ashamed or afraid to share what we know, because we've been through so much, and it's not to say that younger women won't accumulate their own battle scars, because you will.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Just going through life.
Right.
naturally,
It's just a natural part of life. But when you can feel like you have other women that can support you and at least can say it's going to be okay.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Oh,
Sometimes
you just need that.
it's going to be
all right.
okay.
Yes,
You they might not even have the answers. It's just, I've been there. You see, I'm here. I'm smiling.
Exactly.
Right? Just that alone is just enough.
Reinforces
so,
it.
Exactly.
Love it.
I know
love
my
it.
parents always told me, don't be scared to come to me. You can talk to me about anything. And I knew they would get upset about some things. I knew, I might have to, so this happened and I don't know how to tell you, but just having that openness with them.
Absolutely.
I think that's something that I always cherished growing up. So.
And I think as parents, we have to remember that we've been there.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. And we survived.
Same rodeo, right?
Yeah, it's the same rodeo.
Have you been getting a ton of, speaking of parents,
Right.
a ton of feedback from parents specifically?
Oh, definitely. But once again, like I always say, I'm not a professional.
Right.
I am not a professional.
You make it look like you are. I'll
No,
tell you that.
I'm not a professional, but I feel like as a community, and that's what I love about the Red Table Talk community, and why I thought Facebook would be the perfect platform, is so that we can create a community where we can all come together and get on the board and communicate and talk about what's going on. You know, so it's not even just about what Willow and my mother and myself, what's happening with us and our opinions, but we just spark a conversation so that the Red Table community can take hold of it and commune about it.
Absolutely.
So.
That's actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you about. And since you brought it up, because it is one of my favorite components, I love innovative ways to think about UGC, and that's why I think I'm so excited about the Facebook partnership specifically. But the Facebook family questions are always an added layer of GC. I love when y'all pass that bowl around. The last episode when Gammy couldn't even answer, she was like, let's just leave that there.
Exactly. She's like, oh, not for me.
Not happening.
today.
Not happening. But I think I love that, and I think a lot of people really do. They write in, they participate. So I'm just curious, have there been any pieces of feedback that you are thinking about building into the show, especially as you think about the next few episodes? How involved are people in giving you guys ideas?
Oh, well, definitely. I want to. We actually got an idea from a Red Table community member who suggested that we bring some Red Table community members to the actual Red Table. So I'm actually thinking about doing that and holding a little contest.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Maybe intern.
Right. And then also, you get so much data about what people actually want to be talking about. And so we'll be diving into things. I see that people actually are ready to have some deep dive conversations because this first 10, we really did general topics, and now we can streamline topics and really go in on specific topics, and we'll bring in professionals, to talk about certain subjects, and so that's how we're going to rock the next 13.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, one of my favorite episodes, I will say, is the one with Gabrielle Union.
Okay.
And when you all discuss sisterhood, but just the essence of Black sisterhood.
Yes.
And I was watching yes, preach, I get it. Can you talk a bit about how important it is to have that circle of girlfriends? The ones that keep you grounded and humble, but also the same ones that are fan your flame and support your shine.
Right.
I'm all about sisterhood, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Or even the girlfriends that push you to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, tell you the truth. And the thing about the Gabrielle Union show is you wouldn't look at that as a conventional sisterhood, because when you think about sisterhood, it's always your girlfriend, Kiki, or what have you. But every woman in this room is your sister. No matter color, no matter nationality, no matter economic status.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so even if we're not necessarily on the best of terms, she's still your sister, and she still has something to offer you.
Wow. Yeah.
And so it's even extending and expanding our ideas of what sisterhood means. And I definitely think now in this time, in regards to the women's movement, it is important that we all as women start expanding and extending our ideas of what sisterhood is.
And you all mentioned stepping outside of yourselves. We get so wrapped up in who we are, our thoughts, and Gabby was saying, why is she doing this? And how come I'm not doing that?
Yeah.
And what's wrong with me? That kind of thing. But we have to be more than who we are and just offer that lending hand, make sure we're looking out for each other, because if we don't, then who will?
And
Releasing the judgment.
Releasing the judgment. It's really learning to stand in a place with the heart instead of the ego.
Yes.
We have to do more of that as well.
And you briefly just said having those friends that push you. Yeah. And I remember in a clip you said that this is the year of growth for you.
Yes.
So what does that necessarily mean specifically for you? And what advice would you give to somebody who's looking to have that year of growth?
It's stepping outside your comfort zone.
Okay, just flat
out.
Just
flat out. Flat out. Me having that conversation with Gabrielle was stepping outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because I can't ask other women to come together and dissolve your concepts of color and whatever.
Yeah.
But how am I representing that in my own life when there's a sister that I see all the time that we're not on good terms?
Like you talking the talk.
You walk the walk.
Can you walk that walk?
So you got to be thorough with that walk.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we have to be really honest with ourselves about how thorough we are actually being with who we think we are.
How is that walk going?
It's going fantastic.
Okay.
I love it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's going fantastic.
That's what I like to hear. Let me have my year of growth.
Yeah.
Step outside of my comfort zone.
That part.
Real one.
Yeah.
And now on another episode, you mentioned that your grandmother taught you about self-pleasuring.
Yes, she
at
did.
9 years old. I'm not going to lie. I have to hit the pause button. Like 9? Like 9?
You know what? I think she knew she wasn't going to be around for a long time. She had bone cancer.
Oh, wow.
And so I think that she died when I was 12.
Okay.
So I think once she was diagnosed and she knew that the clock was ticking, I really think she just took that time. She was like, I'm a pour it
I'm
all.
teaching you everything.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna teach you all, everything I know. But yeah, at 9 years old. And I also think too that she had a whole different concept and relationship to sex by the time I came around, because she was also one of the first women to teach sex education in the Baltimore school system.
Okay. So she was really an expert.
Really
she's
an expert.
She was like, I'm gonna teach you what I know, but this is also fact. So I'm gonna give it to you. Okay.
The education growing, because Gammy was sitting right there and talking about how she had a completely different experience with your mom.
And also Willow has a completely different experience. So it's interesting to see throughout the
generations
the amount of knowledge and the access to the sexual education that we're getting.
Exactly. And my grandmother had a completely different education, which was none. You understand? So you could see how it evolved through the generations.
The amount of access that the kids and teens have today, do you think that's helpful? Do you think that's hurting them? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, I don't even think about whether it's helpful or hurting, because it is, right?
That's true.
So I just think about what do we need to be doing in this new age of technology, which is why I think more conversation is so necessary.
Got it.
You shared that stat about pornography and just sort of the sources and everything. And to your point, it's so important that we're playing a role to sort of balance and be that great equalizer.
Yeah, because I'll never forget, Willow was going on her Tumblr to show me something. She's like, Mom, there's going to be stuff that pops up that's not my fault.
And Tumblr is one of those sites. You
it
gotta be
was
careful
some
when you're scrolling.
hardcore porn. Hardcore.
You don't open it at work. You don't open it around your family. Like, you keep that on your one-on-one time.
And I was like, but she felt comfortable enough to just, and I was so glad. It just gave me such an idea of what young people, because what I saw was, I had to, it made me clutch my pearls.
Just real quick.
Like whoa. And at that time, she was 14. I was like, you shouldn't be seeing anything like this. And she was just like,
This is normal. This is regular, Ma.
Exactly.
This every day.
Like, and this is what I wanted to show you, because this skirt here, that with this shoe,
While
I was still trying to burn that image out of my mind. So I just think that it's supremely important.
Like you said, it is.
That we talk.
You're going to learn about it. And
anyway.
And I feel like you'd rather have it come from you, have it come from maybe Will, have it come from people that you know you can trust, who's going to give valid information, rather than scrolling on Tumblr and like,
well, what's that?
What's that?
And let me try this out. And what does this mean?
And the filter of your life experience.
Exactly. When it's like, no, come to me. We can talk about that.
I know some things about that. I'll tell you about that.
I was hoping I could wait, but here we go. It's on Tumblr, so here we go,
So, I really believe that representation, the positive examples of the parts of yourself that you see, like through content, through music, through literature, all so key to healthy dreaming and development. And I love your show for being an example of positive communication and growth and conscious thinking, which, are all things that I would say I need for my personal dreaming and development,
Right.
And so my question to you is just really about, if you see your show in this way, and if this was really your intention and what your hope is for your audience and developing as a result of taking part with you and your family every week.
One of the biggest themes in my life is freedom. And one of my greatest loves in my life is women. Right? Yeah. And when I mean my love for women, I mean that in everything that we are, just the feminine spirit and just our power. I just have such affinity, right? And so I'm always just looking, as I find my freedom in my life as a woman, as a being, I just want to share that because I want other women to feel free. I want other people.
How do you think they should do
free.
that? How do they? Because I feel like some people, they may want that for themselves. They want to live in their truth.
It's self-acceptance.
How does that start? I'll tell you. I went to therapy.
Right.
Big advocate. Love therapy. And the biggest thing that I learned, the biggest lesson, was just learning how to cut out any negative thoughts of myself. That has been so key.
Those positive affirmations.
The positive affirmation, but also just the checking yourself of the negative thought. Anything outside of that you would offer to our Facebook family?
Yeah, I think that that's a big part of it. And I also think that you can't be afraid. Listen, life has its challenges, okay? We're all going to do crazy stuff.
Yes, we are.
You know what I mean? And we have to get into a place where we really believe that we are just good people, right?
Yeah.
Even though I think sometimes so many of us carry so much shame and guilt about different things
Yeah.
that starts to deteriorate our self-love, you know?
Yeah.
And it's really also, I'm one of those people that's about embracing mistakes and turning them into gold. It's like that alchemy of the
Yeah.
spirit,
Yeah.
turning lead into gold.
Wow.
That's the skill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
It
it
is
takes
really a
practice.
school. It takes practice. And that's the other thing. Like,
Yeah.
I want you guys to know, how old are you?
27.
How old are you?
24.
Okay, y'all are babies.
Yeah.
Okay? We're going to start
tell
there.
myself that.
Y'all are babies.
I'm still a baby.
And I need you guys to understand it's a process.
Yes.
Say it again,
Say,
Jada.
please,
It's a
please.
process.
Right, say that. Say that. Say
Okay,
that.
to get to self-love.
It is.
It's a process. When I was your age, I was a mess. Do you hear me?
I can't believe it.
I was
but
a
you
mess.
said it.
A mess. Okay? And I have spent years. I'm 47. Okay? So I've made it a part of my life's work
Yeah.
to reach self-love. I'm
Okay.
finally at a place where I can look at myself in the mirror. I can
Okay.
think about everything that I've done.
Okay.
Okay? I can look at my warrior stars and I
Say
can
that.
go, baby, good
girl.
job.
You
Go
still
right.
got it, girl. Right.
I'm proud of you, mama. You know, but that's a process, and I wish somebody had told me that.
Yeah.
Jada, you don't have to know everything today. Jada,
Yeah.
it's not possible for you to know everything today. Jada, you're going to make mistakes because that is what life is about.
Yeah.
It's not about not making mistakes. It's about who are you going to choose to be within the mistake. Mistakes are inevitable.
Yes.
And I think that so many of us, you know, feel as though we're not supposed to be making mistakes, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but just know it's a process.
I didn't
love
know
it.
we were going to church. I thought this was Red Table
No,
Talk.
I
but
do.
you just
It's the
preached-
gold
This
tip.
is it. Like, you just preached everything to me, and I'm so happy you said
Yes.
everything you said, Jada. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart
Yeah.
for coming and speaking with us today. It has
No
been an
worries.
absolute pleasure. You all at home, you can catch Red Table Talk on Facebook every Monday, and then on Wednesdays, don't forget to watch a Facebook Live with the Smith family. We would all like to thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, Jada.
Thank
Thank you
you
so much,
guys.
and y'all have a great
Thank
evening.
you guys. Bye.